Hello everyone friends! The history of the automotive industry has already accumulated enough interesting facts and has advanced enough to truly call the past of the automotive industry history, because the automotive industry has improved dramatically over the past 50 years. One of the car brands with its own history is Subaru. The well-known and respected car brand Subaru not only manufactures cars, but also builds aviation equipment, ships, and railway transport. And apparently, because Subaru is so diversified, they have such a small car lineup. Subaru came into existence in 1917. In 1917, Chikuhiko Nakajima opened the Nakajima Aircraft Research Laboratory. Nakajima was a young engineer. By 1931, this laboratory had grown into the Nakajima Aircraft Company. Nakajima's planes participated in World War II and were in high demand. After 1945, the USA occupied Japan, and the occupation authorities did not allow the construction of military equipment. Cars had not yet begun to be built, but the future Subaru released a moped in 1946 called the Rabbit, made from aircraft parts that had been lying around the factory since World War II. By 1950, the company began its development with headquarters in Hiroshima. Fuji Heavy Industries produced chainsaws, jet planes, Rabbit scooters, and diesel buses. And in 1954, the first car was created. It was the prototype P1 Subaru 1500. The body structure was monocoque. Subaru translates from Japanese as to gather, to unite, and it is also the name of the Pleiades constellation in Taurus. This is exactly what the 6 stars on the Subaru emblem mean. 6 companies united. There was also the Fuji Heavy Industries conglomerate. In 1958, cars with a body length of up to 360 centimeters and a consumption of no more than 3.4 liters per 62 miles were not taxed in Japan, and the company decided to release a car under these conditions. The Subaru 360, its length was only 3 meters, the engine volume was only 358 cubic centimeters, and the car's power was 16 horsepower. Any motorcycle from the 70s was more powerful than this car. The body was made using modern plastics and aluminum for that time. The rear suspension was independent, and the engine was located at the back, like in the Soviet Zaporozhets. In the first year of production, only 604 Subaru 360s were sold, and the next year they produced 5,111 cars. 2 years later, they had already stamped out 22,000, and this Subaru 360 thus gained popularity among people. People started buying it. The Subaru 360 was also modified and updated. The body was a station wagon, and there was also a coupe with a soft top. Another Subaru division, 1 and 6 in 1961, began specializing in delivery vans and pickups. Subaru released a large car, the Subaru 1000, in 1965. This time the Subaru 1000 became front-wheel drive. The engine had 4 cylinders, a boxer engine with cylinders moving sideways. The engine volume was 997 cubic centimeters, and the power was already 55 horsepower. It was with this model that Subaru began their boxer engine era. Subaru founded a company in the USA during these years, called it Subaru of America, and attempted to export the Subaru 360 to America. But in the USA, few people bought such a car, while in Japan, the Subaru 360 remained a favorite. Apparently, the Japanese have no complexes about a small car. Small, who cares? The Subaru 360 was replaced by the R2 model in 1969, and the Subaru 1000 ceased production, replaced by the Subaru FF model. This model had an even larger engine volume. The volume was already 1088 cubic centimeters, and the power was 62 horsepower. It reached a speed of 89 miles per hour. Next, the Subaru FF was replaced by the Subaru Leone model. It was the world's first all-wheel drive passenger car. This was what the market lacked at that time. The niche for all-wheel drive cars was free, and Subaru occupied it. In 1972, they decided to update the R2 model. It was replaced by the Rex model. The engine was a 2-cylinder with a volume of 356 cubic centimeters, and it was water-cooled. At that time, the all-wheel drive Subaru Leone began to sell in huge batches. 100,000 cars were sold in 2 years, and another 30,000 in the USA. In 1977, the Subaru Brat, which stands for Bi-Drive Recreational All-Terrain Transporter, was also popular in the USA. The Subaru Subaru pickup in the style of a coupe utility (UT) was created in the late 1970s based on the all-wheel drive Subaru Leone station wagon for the US market. By the way, in the USA, they love such versatile vehicles, but the main condition is that they should be more or less powerful. The Subaru Brat pickup was equipped with a boxer engine with a volume of 1.6 and 1.8 liters, and it had fold-down seats in the bed, allowing people to be transported in the bed. This became a popular vehicle. The all-wheel drive and 1.8 liters allowed it to handle light off-road conditions. Subaru was becoming more popular. In 1979, 150,000 cars were sold, and in 1980, 200,000 cars were sold. In 1982, Subaru began experimenting with turbocharged engines. In 1983, the all-wheel drive minibus Subaru Domingo was released. In 1984, the Subaru Justy was equipped with the world's first electronic continuously variable transmission, CVT, controlled by electronics. By that time, Subaru had already produced 1 million all-wheel drive 4WD vehicles. Subaru also wanted to enter the luxury car niche, or at least have a luxury car in their lineup, and they released the Subaru Alcyon XT. It had a 6-cylinder, naturally boxer engine with 145 horsepower. In 1987, the path of the Subaru Leone was continued by the new Subaru Legacy. The Legacy is still produced today. The Subaru Legacy is equipped with all-wheel drive, but unlike the Leone, the manufacturer decided to abandon the switchable all-wheel drive and kept the permanent AD, the Legacy station wagon, in the standard configuration for the Japanese domestic market with a 2.0 twin-turbo engine set a world record in 1989, reaching a speed of 249 kilometers per hour on a highway in the USA. In the same year, the Gran Turismo Sports Coupe Subaru SVX was demonstrated. This all-wheel drive Gran Turismo Coupe had a 3.3-liter boxer engine with 6 cylinders, reaching a speed of 230 kilometers per hour and accelerating to 100 kilometers per h in 8.7 seconds. Its design still looks very stylish and cool. By the way, Subaru won many competitions. In 1990, the Legacy won the Safari Rally. In 1990, a small city car for civilians, the Subaru Vivio, was released. It had an engine with a volume of 658 cubic centimeters and a CVT. They also installed a turbocharger on this car, making it sporty. It accelerated to 100 kilometers per hour in 5 seconds. The turbocharged engine had a power output of 102 horsepower with the same volume. The Vivio, by the way, yielded to the lies of the Colin McRae driver. In 1992, the Subaru legend Subaru Impreza appeared. The car is known for winning a lot of awards in rally. They left both one of the 6 and 2-liter turbocharged engine. 1994 in the United States released a new Subaru Outback as a passenger car station wagon with off-road capability, and in 1996 the Subaru Legacy Outback went into production. The Subaru Forester was introduced in 1997. It was difficult to classify it as it was something between a station wagon and an SUV. The Forester was equipped with a 2-liter boxer engine and a 5-speed manual transmission. In 1998, the Vivio model was replaced by the Plio model. The Subaru Plio is a compact car produced by Subaru. Initially, it was sold only in Japan, but it is now exported to the USA. The engine volume is 658 cubic centimeters. In 2002, the Subaru Baja pickup was demonstrated. It was designed based on the Outback model. This pickup is like an all-wheel drive crossover, but with a bed at the back. This vehicle also participated in rally racing. Subaru has 9 factories worldwide, 5 of which are located in Japan. Subaru pioneered innovations in the automotive world such as all-wheel drive for passenger cars, monocoque body construction, and boxer engines. Modern Subaru cars have become much more beautiful and transformed in their design. Currently, Subaru produces modern cars like the Subaru Ascent. This crossover, thanks to its 3rd row of seats, can compete with cars like the Mazda CX-9, Ford Explorer, or Kuga, as well as the Toyota Highlander. It has a 2.4-liter boxer gasoline engine. The Subaru BRZ is a modern sports model from Subaru, produced since 2011. The updated version of the BRZ model received the TS suffix, indicating its affiliation with STI. It features an incredible interior with carbon inserts and red stitching, as well as upgraded technical components. This is a 4-seater sports coupe. Currently, under the hood of the Subaru BRZ is a naturally aspirated 2.0-liter boxer engine, FA20. It accelerates to 100 km/h in 7.5 seconds. The Subaru Forester is a mid-size 5-seater crossover produced since 2019. It easily overcomes deep ruts, climbs relatively high curbs, and thanks to its high energy capacity, maintains good ride smoothness even on rough roads. The suspension is fully independent with coil springs, shock absorbers, and anti-roll bars. It has McPherson struts in the front and a multi-link setup in the rear. Under the hood of the Subaru Forester is a naturally aspirated 2.4-liter boxer engine. There are also turbocharged versions with maximum power increased to 185 horsepower. The Subaru Impreza. The updated model was released in 2016. In fact, the model is a full-fledged 5th generation, not just another planned facelift. The Subaru Impreza belongs to the Golf class and is available in 2 body styles, sedan and 5-door hatchback. The Subaru Impreza engine is a naturally aspirated 2.0-liter boxer engine with 152 horsepower. The Subaru Impreza WRX. The 2011 Subaru Impreza WRX is a new incarnation of the legendary rally car. It has a 2.5-liter engine with 265 horsepower and comes with a 5-speed manual transmission. The 2010 Subaru Impreza URX STI has a 4-cylinder boxer engine with a volume of 2.5 liters and a power output of 300 horsepower. Alongside the 6-speed manual transmission, buyers were offered a 5-speed automatic transmission for the first time. This Subaru accelerates from 0 to 100 km/h in 6 seconds. Subaru Impreza Serie Compact City, an SUV based on a hatchback, is a kind of light crossover 150 GP 2-liter engine symmetrical all-wheel drive system. The legendary Subaru Justy model, produced since 1984, was updated in 2007. Here is how it looks. The updated Subaru Justy was built on the Daihatsu Bun platform. The car is manufactured in Japan at the Daihatsu Motor Plant. It is available in 3-door and 5-door hatchback body styles. This car can be purchased in all-wheel drive versions. The engine volume is 1 liter with a power output of 69 horsepower, and it has 3 cylinders. The Subaru Legacy has been produced since 1989. The updated model was released in 2019. It is a 4-door mid-size sedan with a longitudinally mounted engine and fully independent suspension. The front features McPherson struts, while the rear has a double wishbone suspension. The standard version without a turbocharger comes with a 2.5-liter boxer engine producing 185 horsepower. The turbocharged version has a 2.4-liter engine with 264 horsepower. The transmission is exclusively all-wheel drive with 8 speeds. The turbocharged engine accelerates to 100 km/h in 6 seconds. The Subaru Levorg has been produced since 2015. It is a sporty 5-seater D-Class station wagon. The front features a McPherson strut design, while the rear has a double wishbone setup. The chassis is equipped with telescopic shock absorbers, coil springs, and anti-roll bars. The base engine is a 1.6-liter boxer 4-cylinder with 170 horsepower. The more expensive versions have a 2.0-liter engine with 300 horsepower. The Subaru Outback. The latest model from 2019 is a 5-seater crossover wagon. It has McPherson struts in the front and a multi-link system in the rear. It is equipped with a 2.5-liter engine with dual overhead camshafts and a variable valve timing system producing 184 horsepower. The 2.4-liter turbocharged version produces 263 horsepower. It has a permanent all-wheel drive system. The The Subaru Stella is a micro-sized A-Class compact van designed for 4 people. The suspension is also built on the most common scheme. The front axle has independent McPherson struts and an anti-roll bar, while the rear has a semi-independent torsion beam. The chassis is equipped with coil springs and dual-action telescopic shock absorbers. The engine, with a volume of only 700 cubic centimeters, has 3 cylinders and produces 52 horsepower, and with a small turbocharger, it manages to produce 64 horsepower. The Subaru Trezia is based on the Toyota Verso model. The compact minivan Subaru Trezia is equipped with a small 4-cylinder inline engine with a volume of 1.3 and 1.5 liters, producing 99 and 103 horsepower respectively. The Subaru Tribeca was developed in 2005 on the Subaru Legacy platform. Interestingly, the first generation Tribeca was never sold in Japan. The Subaru B9 Tribeca model was equipped with a 6-cylinder Boxer 3-liter engine, producing 245 horsepower. The car differed from its competitors by having permanent all-wheel drive. The latest version of the Subaru Tribeca is equipped with a 3.6-liter Boxer engine, producing 256 horsepower. The transmission is a 6-speed automatic, and the all-wheel drive is engaged automatically. The Subaru WRX. The first Subaru WRX appeared on the market in 1992 and was intended for Japan. However, its sales soon began in Australia, the USA, and Europe. The Subaru WRX is equipped with a 2-liter turbocharged gasoline engine producing 268 horsepower. The transmission is either a manual or a CVT. As usual, it has an all-wheel drive system with a self-locking central differential. With such a differential, it can distribute torque between the axles. There is also a Subaru WRX STI version with an even more powerful engine. The transmission offered is only a 6-speed manual. The drive is permanent all-wheel with a multi-plate clutch and a limited slip center differential with electronic control. The suspension has become even sportier thanks to the installation of stiffer springs, anti-roll bars, and control arm bushings. This makes the car more stable on the road. The engine is a 2-liter and 2.5-liter horizontally opposed engine, also turbocharged but with multi-point fuel injection, producing 300 horsepower. And then concluding our review is the Subaru XV. The 5th generation Subaru XV is a compact 5-seater crossover. The base engine of the Subaru XV is a 1.6-liter Boxer 4-cylinder gasoline engine producing 114 horsepower. The top version with a 1.9-liter engine produces 150 horsepower. This is the story of Subaru, which despite its small model range and involvement in other industries, produces excellent cars that are very competitive in today's car market and are not inferior to other brands. That's all, friends. Give it a thumbs up and share interesting facts.